Now, I didn't really want to make this video, but after watching MTB Allen's video, I was like, I think I should make this video. It really gave me the courage to really speak on this. And I don't want to be negative or anything. I didn't even really want to talk about this, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. And I think it can help people. Now, I had something happen at a bike shop recently that I was honestly shocked about because of the bike shop it was. And I was also shocked because it was something that I thought was avoidable, but it turned out to be a whole week affair. Something that could have taken maybe 5 minutes turned into a week-long affair. And that's what I want to talk about, as well as a couple personal things, because I think it needs to be talked about as well, especially someone like me talking about the things I talk about, coming from where I come from, and the message that I'm trying to deliver. Now, before we get into the terrible story with the bike shop, I want to tell you a little bit about why I do the things I do, because I feel like it's very important, and a lot of people don't really understand where I'm coming from when I talk about the things I talk about. Now, coming from where I come from, I'm originally from Chicago, but I grew up most of my life in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And if you've ever been to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, you know what it's like. And if you've never been there, if you're ever around the Pine Bluff, Arkansas area, just roll through there and let me know what you think about it. But that's where I grew up. And a lot of people get mad at me talking about Walmart bikes, cheap bikes, and this and that. But coming from where I come from, that's all we could afford. And people from my area, we don't have access to trails and things like that. So for people where I'm from to have access to these kinds of bikes at Walmart, it really excites me. And I don't really like to gatekeep or push super expensive stuff, because it's not really necessary, especially for the people I'm trying to reach. I'm just trying to get people on bikes and let them have an opportunity for it to change their lives like it did mine. Now, it necessarily won't always work that way, but me being able to guide them and show them that there's other ways to get out of situations like Pine Bluff, Arkansas, I feel like that's the best I can do, and that's what I need to do. That's why you'll see me going to all different kinds of stores, even going to pawn shops. When I was growing up, we went to pawn shops. You never know what you might find in there. Pawn shops was one of the few places where we could afford nice things, because people would go to pawn shops, pawn certain things. And I always knew that growing up. Pawn shops is somewhere you can potentially buy nice things at a very cheap price. And like I said, I found that $400 Trek Domani AL5 at a pawn shop. If I didn't have the knowledge of looking in pawn shops growing up and stuff, I would have never thought to go in there. So that's why I talk about the things I talk about, like Walmart bikes and this and that, because where I come from, it just gives me that joy to know that while they might not have trails and things like that in that area, they can still go purchase the same bikes that I ride and that I talk about. That means a lot to me. It has nothing to do with Walmart. It has everything to do with the accessibility at a reasonable price to either mountain bikes, gravel bikes, what have you. Because a lot of people don't know, like I just rode my gravel bike to the gym, rode to the gym and back. You can't do that in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You cannot ride your bike down the street without somebody giving you some issues. Let's just say I know from experience. I mean, I don't even want to talk about the situation that I got into, but I was riding my bike, and unfortunately some people rolled up on us, and thankfully I got out of that situation. But yeah, just something as simple as riding your bike around town is just not something you can do in Pine Bluff, where I'm from. And a lot of people don't know what that's like to not feel safe just going out your front door riding your bike. And that's why I get so excited about the littlest thing like affordable bikes, because I mean, maybe they could go to a safer neighborhood the next town over and ride their bikes. So just to be able to buy the bikes means a lot to me. But yeah, where I'm from, you don't go on bike rides, you don't do things like that. And that's why I try not to take these opportunities for granted. And I promise you, I'm about to jump into the bike shop story. But one more thing that MTB Allen said that I really liked. He was talking about, even if you can afford a bike or you can get a mountain bike, you still got to go to the trails. You got to have trails that are accessible to you. And that's why I've really been diving into the gravel bike and the commuter style bikes, because those don't have any friction when it comes to finding trails, going to the mountains. You don't really need anything but a road. You go out your front door and you can ride as long and as much as you want to. So that's why I've really been enjoying the gravel bike scene and really trying to focus on the everyday person, because the everyday person doesn't have the time, and a lot of people don't have the resources to go mountain biking. And I've been telling people a lot lately. You can ask anybody around me. I want to, even if you don't believe me, go to adventure cycling. They hear me say it all the time. I say, I'm about to change the world with bikes. I'm going to get everybody on bikes. That's my mission, is to change the world by getting as many people on bikes as possible, because I think we underestimate how much a bike could change our lives. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. But let me tell you about the bike shop story, because it was ridiculous. But let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I gave this some time and thought. I didn't even want to make the video about it, but after watching MTB Allen's video, I thought it was necessary, because I think it just goes to show the culture of it. And for people like us, I mean, one little hiccup, one little thing, it'll deter us from riding bikes. And this was a situation where that could have happened if I wasn't as strong-minded and as confident as I am in myself. So as you've seen lately, I put the wireless Shimano Dior drivetrain on the Ozark Trail Fast Flow. And they sent me 203 rotors. So when I switched the fork from my Ozark Trail dual slalom, which somebody came and picked that bike up, I'll put a picture up. Nate came and got the bike from the bike shop. That was super awesome. He was needing a mountain bike, and he said he was a beginner, so I'm glad it fell in the right hands. But anyway, I was at Adventure Cycling, which is the shop I always go to. That's my go-to shop. Make sure you go check it out. We needed an adapter, and they didn't have the adapter. So I said, you know what? I'll just go to another bike shop and go get the adapter, and then see if they can put it on or whatever, and we should be fine. So I went to this other bike shop, and they had the adapter, and I said, hey, I need an adapter to fit this fork, because I got this 203 rotor that I need to put on here. So they said, yeah, we got the adapter. And I was like, you sure this one fits? And I always try to take some accountability. Maybe I should have done a little bit more research and known exactly which one I needed, but all I thought I needed was a 203 adapter. So I just went in there and I said, hey, you got a 203 adapter? And they were like, yeah, we got that. And I said, you sure it'll fit on this one? He said, yeah, it'll fit. And I said, would you mind just putting it on real quick, just so I make sure it's done right? And he was like, I'm sorry, unfortunately we're super busy and I can't put it on right now. I was thinking to myself, all right, well, whatever. I can put on a adapter. So I go home and try to put this thing on, and it's not going. It's not fitting. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I'm not that bad at fixing bikes. I'm not a huge bike mechanic, but I know I can put an adapter on. It's just 2 screws. So I went all the way to Adventure Cycling and was like, hey, they said they couldn't put it on real quick. Am I doing this wrong? Why is this thing not going on? Come to find out, they gave me the wrong size adapter. So I was like, man, this is crazy. So not only did you not want to put it on real quick, you gave me the whole wrong thing. Now, I had no problems with them being busy. Like, I'm considerate of people's time. But the thing that really upset me was, and I'm not going to say the bike shop's name, but the thing that really upset me was I had recently bought a bike there, bought hundreds of dollars worth of accessories in there, like bike accessories and stuff. And I got a partnership with a big brand company that stemmed from that bike shop. And the guy that told me he couldn't put the thing on real quick, the adapter, was standing right next to me when I was talking to the brand. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I think just all of that stuff that's what really threw me for a loop. I had no problems putting it on myself. I respected his time. But the thing that upset me is he sold me the wrong thing without even checking to see if it fit. Because I asked 2-3 times, "You sure?" And he was like, "Yeah." And little did I know it didn't fit. So I drove all the way back to the bike shop to return it, because I'm like, I'm not keeping this. There's no reason to. I'm returning it, even though it was only like $16, and the one that I ended up needing was only $12. So I went there and I said, "I want to return this. It didn't fit." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you needed a such and such size." And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I ask you if it fit, and I asked you to put it on? So now we got to order it through Adventure Cycling, and it literally just got there today. It took a week. So something that could have taken 5 minutes took a week. And he said, "Oh, I got it right here." And I said, "I already ordered it from somewhere else. The other shop is taking care of it for me." He's like, "You can always cancel that order and just do it here." And I'm thinking to myself, "Nah, I'm good." I'm not coming in this store I don't think I would ever go into that store again after that. Now, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't feel like I'm wrong for that, because I respected his time. I said, "I'll do it myself." I was like, "Appreciate you having it, selling it to me." The thing that really got me was he didn't check, and it was the wrong size. And this 5-minute thing turned into a whole week ordeal. And I had to drive to Adventure Cycling, that's 40 minutes away, and then come all the way back 40 minutes. So I wasted like an hour and a half of my day over this little thing. And I think that's what really hurts a lot of the bike industries. I go through stuff like that. Like, I don't consider myself special or anything like that, but I've spent a lot of money in that shop, and I don't want to really give it away, but I've given them a lot of free promotion too. Not even they don't ask. If I get a good experience, I want to show that experience. I don't want to always talk about the bad. I don't really talk about the bad with any bike shop, not that I can think of. I'm not that kind of person. But I just feel like this video had to be made, because I feel like that was just disrespectful. Maybe they don't like me, I don't know. But I just feel like I've done a lot for that bike shop, as far as spending money, free advertising, and a relationship I wouldn't even say a relationship. They lost a customer over a $12 thing that only took 5 minutes to put on. And it wasn't even about putting it on. It's the fact that they sold me the wrong size. So they lost a customer that spent hundreds of dollars, or at least $1,500 in there, and giving them free promotion over this one little tiny thing. So I think a lot of people don't really respect the customer like they should, or really treat the customer thinking long term down the road. Like, I'm like, dude, I just bought a bike here. Like, what the hell? So that's all I want to talk about. And I wanted to give a huge thanks to MTB Allen for giving me the courage to talk about this, because I'm the type of person, I just deal with stuff. I don't really care what people say or do. But if I go through this as a creator and somebody who knows a lot of people, and I don't know, whatever you want to call me, imagine what normal, regular people are going through. So that's all I want to talk about. And it just bothered me too, because there's been a lot of times where subscribers have come up to me. One just came up to me the other day, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to mean to bother you, but I just want to say hi." And I'm like, "Man, you can bother me anytime. I don't care." Now, I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and I saw them doing a review. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, okay, I appreciate it.
I just didn't want to disturb you while you're in there.
Oh, no, you can disturb me at any time with this thing. I like this. This is cool. This is like my dream car. What was your name?
Andrew.
Nice to meet you, Andrew. You too.
Celeste.
Nice to meet you.
Well, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful
You too. Thank you for stopping. I appreciate it.
Sorry to interrupt your work.
Oh, you can interrupt anytime.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Because if you didn't watch my videos, we wouldn't even have a channel or community. And that's how I treat my subscribers. If you've ever met me in person, you know I'll talk your ear off. I'll talk to you as long as you want to talk. Shoot, I'll talk to you more than you even want to talk to me. But yeah, I just thought that was messed up. If I was in the wrong, let me know. But I feel like something that simple shouldn't have turned into a week-long ordeal. So I should be able to get the Ozark Trail Fast Flow tomorrow, and then I'll be able to ride it in the next couple days. So expect a video of me riding it on the trails. But let me know what you think down below. I really didn't want to make this video, but after watching this video, I say, you know what? I feel like it needs to be made. A lot of people need to hear this and respect where we come from. Hey, how you doing? Good, just being